So the work that I do has prepared me very well for these times right now. I help people basically calm down, right? I spend my days helping people that are feeling anxious or overwhelmed find some peace in the midst of that and keep moving whatever they want to move forward, right? So that they can do the work. They can do their work. They can do their jobs. They can be there for their families, and they can have space to create good things with their days, right? So that's what I do. And I don't usually talk about why I do it. And with everything that's going on right now, I feel like it's important that I do. So I was raised going door to door, telling people about the end of the world. I was raised that it was very important that, and the mission that we had, the message we had, which this isn't exactly what we led with, oh, look at this picture of paradise. Don't you want to live there? But the message behind that was that if they didn't change their ways, if they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, that God would selectively kill them. That was the message. And as a kid, that was terrifying. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are raised in this way or, heard this message and didn't live in, terror. But for me, I was very afraid. And I thought if I didn't go tell people this, if I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing, that at any time God could be like, you're done, right? So when I became 19, 20, I said, this is not good for me. This is bad for my mental health. This is not how I'm choosing to live my life. This is not the frame. This is not the way I'm choosing to believe anymore. I don't want to look at the world in this way. And so I left. And it was a mess, right? It was a disaster. I had a nervous breakdown. I went nuts. And it was ugly. And in that time, I did just a massive reconfiguration of what's going on in the world and why are we here? Why am I here? What is my place? Right? And I share this because I chose to change what I had been taught from the idea that God was going to come and, selectively remove people to an idea that, yeah, things might change at some point, but it would be because the earth could not handle the way that we were living life, right? That things would be changed because Mother Earth was like, hey, it ain't working. And it would be just a natural thing that occurred. So if I was reading this book, right, like if this was a story, I would expect the girl who was raised in basically like a doomsday scenario, like ever present. I would expect that girl to be terrified right now because right now, this is it. We are living in what is the end of the world as we know it. I'm not going to sing for you, don't worry. Right? So is a girl that was raised to be terrified of this moment. You would expect her to be terrified in this moment. And I'm not. And I'm going to tell you why. So my son and I are talking about all the changes, right? And we like to do things that are like, we like to make code words for things. We like to, you know, have little like secret things that we say. to each other to mean different things. And so we've started to say about all the changes that are happening, we say, because there's dolphins in Venice. Why can't I go hang out with my friends today? Because there's dolphins in Venice. Why can't I get my candy or go out shopping for new clothes? Because there's dolphins in Venice. Why isn't Grandma coming over today? Because there's dolphins in Venice. So yes, there's massive changes. There's a lot going on. It's a radical change for most of us. And we get to choose how we're looking at this. We can live in fear and terror and holding things on, or we can live in expansion. We can see this as something that is happening just as it needs to happen. And so what's really going on right now? If we can step outside of our own things. The earth is healing. The pollution is lifted in a radically short time, a really short time. Waters are clearer. There's a balancing of the species I'm seeing that might expand, right? Penguins walking around where humans used to walk in aquariums, right? Woo! Employers, right? That were told, all these people, you can't do your job from home. You can't work from home. Guess what? You can work from home. You can do the work from home. Families are together, right? There is, for folks, a time to do things that we love but might have just not found space for in the race of all the things. Playing guitar, making art, meals together. We're learning that we can, in fact, exercise outside. And we have access to everything. Oh, so much, right? Yoga online, sound healing online, the museums, so much art, so much beauty, both available in our homes and also around the globe. We can still see it. How freaking cool is this? People that others would look down on and be like, they have this job because these people that people looked down on and thought their worth wasn't worthy are the ones that are keeping us alive. They are the ones that are feeding us and giving us the things that we need, stocking our shelves, bringing them to our homes. So a lot of people are seeing that a lot of things that did not work in our society, it's all dismantling. So there's a lot of wise people that knew it wasn't working, and they would tell and they would try to explain it and they would like talk about it, right? There's just so many people. And then there's so many people that are wise because they've been living it day in and day out. They have been living these lives that really are not working and are really hard, and it is a struggle. But a lot of people won't get it unless they live it themselves and they experience it themselves. Well, guess what? Now everyone's experiencing it themselves. Mother Earth has, in fact, told us that we are grounded and we are to go to our rooms and think things over. And I am I'm not afraid. So yes, there's lots of scary stuff, and you could very easily get sucked in to watching the news and all this. There's a lot of things you can do to keep your sanity, and I teach people that all day, so I'm happy to share that with people. But the fact is, this is an amazing time where the vast majority of us get to look at our lives and say, what do I want to do with this? What's important to me? We get to remember what it's like to be alive and in this human body, to do the basic things like eat healthy foods or choose whether you eat healthy foods, to be outside, to breathe, to move our bodies, to restructure our lives so that they work better, right? So in this, what do we get to choose? What are we in control of? Well, guess what? Mother Earth is sorting this out. We are taking our hands off the steering wheel. We can. We can lift our feet up, and we can let this move and sort itself out. Let Mama know best in this. And we take care of ourselves and our families. We send love. We share. We trust. We trust. We share what we have. We, as my mama says, we meet people with a bowl of soup. Maybe now 6 feet away from each other. Because the way that you choose this to be is the way it's going to be. So no, I am not afraid. And I send so much love to everyone who is ill in this, to those who have passed from this, and those that are ill and healing, and those that have healed. We are all healing in this, and the earth is healing. What a time to be alive. I love you so much.